You're listening to Civic Media. You can tune into any of our live shows on any radio station across the state with the Civic Media app. Find us in your phone's app store and listen anytime, anywhere.
Broadcasting live from the Civic Media Studios in Green Bay, this is Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba, your inside source on everything entertainment from Wisconsin to Hollywood. And now, a guy who considers a silver medal a participation award, Pete Schwaba.
Welcome to Nite Lite, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, what a night. It's Thursday, folks. It is the Christmas Eve of weekdays. I've had to clear my throat about 7,000 times today. I'll try to keep that to a minimum here tonight. Welcome. We have a great show tonight. It's another overcast summer night. What is happening? We've got issues with the... Folks, if you're watching on the stream, all hell is breaking loose already. There we go. Konrad Krieger is the man. I got to get this chair out of here. Look at that. That's going to be the Jenna Watkins chair. You can sit there. Hey, however you're joining us tonight, it's great to have you. Whether you're on the old-fashioned radio and you got the family gathered around, Dad's got his pipe, Mom's got her apron on, the kids are arguing, make them listen to the radio. It's good, clean fun. Or if you're on the app or the stream, it's great to have you here for Nite Lite, folks. We hope we can help you wind down tonight. We are getting closer to a summer weekend. And Konrad's got a big bash plan this weekend. He's going to go to Milwaukee and see a comedian that uses foul language. I don't approve of that. But
yes, that's true.
And I get the sense that you're only going because he uses foul language.
Yes.
Have you fallen for that? Like, this is really funny because I can't believe he said that, or what?
Yeah, it's a type of comedian that you're like, wow, I can't believe you said that.
Yeah.
That was bad, but hilarious.
But in a good way.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's fun. Lots of fun stuff on the show tonight. We got a great question, great guests. This is exciting. At 6:35 tonight, my pal Jenna Watkins is here. She is Miss Turtle Creek, formerly Miss Harbor Cities, and she is competing in the Miss Wisconsin contest. So she's kind of making the rounds this week, and she added Nite Lite to her list, so it will be lovely to have her here. She's a wonderful person. We're going to talk about... she's going to make the popcorn pick of the week, too, Konrad. That's exciting.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I left that out, but that's... So here's what we got. We got like 3 guests all wrapped up into one Jenna. We've got... Jenna's going to come on and make the popcorn pick of the week, and we're going to talk about the Miss Wisconsin competition. I was not eligible again this year.
Sorry about that.
I know. Believe that? Always a bridesmaid. And then she also, her day job is cybersecurity. So we're going to talk to her about some cybersecurity things. I just outlined like a whole mini series. We only have her for a few minutes, but we'll get it all covered. And that's at 6:35. Jenna will be in studio here. And then, this is exciting too, at 7:20, Danny Bem, I'm saying that right, correct, Konrad?
Yeah.
Is going to be here. He is a Papa Murphy's pizza owner. I think he owns a shop in West Bend, if I'm not mistaken. Does that sound right as well?
That sounds right.
All right. We are banging on all cylinders. And he's going to be here in the studio. Well, right outside the studio. I think there might be fire code issues.
Yeah, there might be, yes.
Because you wouldn't even let me light a cigar with Norm a couple weeks ago. Konrad was like the cigar police.
Well, you don't want that smell. John Mino and Jim Schmidt, they'd have a fit.
And Ralph, when they smell that. But we won't be cooking pizza in the studio. If you are listening, fire department, we'll be right outside making Papa Murphy's pizzas on the grill. How fun does that sound?
And you can all see it if you join the stream, Facebook, YouTube, or Twix.
There you go.
And you can watch it live on the radio.
Wouldn't it be funny if Danny was here and he made the pizza on the grill, but then he wouldn't let us try any? Sorry,
He's
guys.
like, all right, guys, it's $18 a slice.
I got to make my overhead here. I can't be just shelling out pizza at anybody who walks past. So I assume we'll get a little taste test. I purposely arranged my eating schedule today so I could have gelato and pizza. And that's a great, a healthy meal. So that'll be fun.
That's very healthy.
All kinds of fun stuff happening here tonight. We had a surprise visit from Todd Michaels, who will be here during the pizza segment. And Todd Alba, the Todds, were here. So neither one of them like me personally, but I think they respect the show. And I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was nice, a nice surprise to see Todd Alba up north here in Green Bay. He'll be doing his show from here tomorrow. I will be guesting on that show as well. Always fun to join Todd on the air.
How are you going to bring it? Because Todd always brings it for this show. So how are you going to bring it?
Well, I think if I eat gelato on the show, or you mean something that doesn't serve me?
You just bring in like 4 cups. All right, let's get this started.
I know, I got to find something to do because the last time I was on Todd's show, I was in Madison doing my show from there. And I just barely got there in time. I got on the air. So he's raised the bar. There's no question about that.
I mean, you could wear a tutu.
I could wear a tutu. I could get a bottle of whiskey and a cigar and a cowboy hat like Todd had on. Or I could go to a landmark here in Green Bay.
Yeah. You could do it live from my house. I think that's a landmark.
Live from Konrad's apartment. I'll have my feet up on the coffee table. And you know what I would do? I would pull a Dwight from The Office. Like when you did the StreamYard from your apartment and I'm there, I would get out of your bed and I would be naked. And you'd be like, hey, what the?
All right. You're not invited.
I think it'd be better to be in the studio, but I will find something to do to make Todd stay here in Wisconsin or in Green Bay fun. And he's been here before. Todd's no stranger to downtown GB, baby. All right, so we got a really fun question. I'm excited to get this. I think people are going to have fun with this tonight. Let's go to our question of the night.
Let's talk about the question.
Okay, question.
Question. Question.
Pregunta.
Question.
Question.
Hey, I have a question. Questions? This question.
Domanda. Question.
Question.
Questions.
Name a celebrity whose fame you just don't get. You know what I just realized? That's not really a question the way I have it phrased, but I put a question mark at the end of it.
Yeah.
So I have to, if I were to read that properly, I would say, name a celebrity whose fame you just don't get. It's kind of weird, but you get the picture, folks. Let us know who, and there's a few, I have several. Mark Wahlberg, one of them. I get that he's
really
ripped. Great. He's not a bad actor. I don't understand how he's as big as he is.
Okay.
But he's not my number one. My number one is, and a lot of people have already addressed this on social media, I don't get the Kardashians. I do not get, I know what propelled their careers, and it was a little something I like to call SEX on VIDEO. So, and then, their dad was OJ's lawyer. There's really nothing, in my opinion, likable about the Kardashians. I can't find, and they influence so many people. Luckily, my daughter sidestepped the whole Kardashian thing. She didn't understand it, and it's just, I don't get it. I don't understand. They've had tons of plastic surgery. So if it's just a physical thing, it's like, okay, well, anybody could look like that. If you want to chisel your face or pay for surgery on various things, I have calf implants. I don't care. That's a joke, Konrad.
Sorry.
But seriously, I don't understand their fame. They're not necessarily talented.
I don't think they're talented at all.
But I'm trying to be objective here as best I can. I don't find them entertaining. Some people obviously do, or they just need a time waster. I don't get it, but they are my celebrities that I don't understand their fame. Who are yours? 855-752-4842, 855-75-CIVIC. Or you can text us on the app or on the stream. Just get a hold of us either way you can, and we will read your text on the radio, folks. That'll be very exciting. Konrad, I want you to think about this question, and I want you to give me your answer. But first, I'm going to read this, and then I want to know who you think.
All right.
And I know you're not going to say Adam Sandler, so take that off the board.
Yeah.
Hey, if you haven't played yet, folks, you have one more day to play Civic Media's Scotty Summer Text to Win contest. It's great fun. All our contests are fun, and they keep getting more and more popular, and this one is no exception. You just get the keyword, and you text in at 7 a.m., 11 a.m., 2 p.m., and 4 p.m. Text in the keyword off the app. That's the kicker. You have to use the app. Text in the keyword, and you will be eligible to win $100 or Milwaukee Brewer Club level tickets. That's every hour that you play. And you'll also be eligible to join the race for the grand prize. We have 2 grand prizes, a trip to Door County or a trip to Baraboo, both lovely places in our state. And we are even throwing in gas money. I don't know about diesel. We have to look into diesel.
Yeah, we might have to look into that.
I just think it's something, if someone calls and says, hey, I'm driving my 18-wheeler to the chateau in Door County, that might not work. But we'll figure it out, folks. Anyway, we are throwing in gas money. 2 beautiful trips. I would take either one. I've been to Door County several times. I've only been to Baraboo like twice, but it's absolutely gorgeous there. You have one more day. Tomorrow is your final day, so get in on the fun. Text in off the app at 7 a.m., 11 a.m., 2 p.m., or 4 p.m. Text in the keyword, and you will be all set. Good luck, everybody. Konrad, what is your... give me a celebrity. You don't understand their fame.
I don't know if you'll know this person, but you might because your son
Frank
is
Sinatra.
around my age.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of Fred?
Well, Fred? Just Fred? Is
He-
this
so-
like Annoying Orange, one of those type of
Yes.
characters? Okay.
He had a really high-pitched voice, and for some reason that got him famous.
Oh, yes.
And
I
he
know
had,
who Fred is.
he had like a huge YouTube channel and somehow got his own like sitcom and movie on Nickelodeon as well. And even when I was a kid, I thought it was annoying.
Yeah, that's weird. I kind of, it's interesting you went that route, though, because I would say, like, YouTube people, their fame seems so fleeting. But the fact that he got a movie out of it is pretty strange. Whatever happened to him?
I think he's still doing like TikTok or something like that.
Really?
But
I see Todd Michaels hanging out, loitering over in the corner there. What's his, does he have a celebrity? Or did he already text in on the, let me see if Todd's got, sometimes Todd plays along on social media. Oh, yeah, here he is. He commented on Friendster. No, Todd, do you have a celebrity you don't quite understand why they're famous or they're...
Got to spend some time thinking about that.
Okay, we'll get back to you. I didn't mean to make you work when you're just here hanging out, but you are in the producer booth where Todd feels most at home, no doubt. All right, so let us know, 855-752-4842, 855-75-CIVIC. I have not had a driving issue in quite a while on my way down here. But what? Listen, this drives me nuts. And you drive all the time, Todd. You commute from, I almost said Omaha, Oshkosh. A cop has already pulled someone over. All right, the lights are going. Everybody's going along at like 75 miles an hour, pretty good clip. And they hit the brakes. The cop is not going to be writing a ticket and go, whoa, whoa, whoa. You can go. I'm going after that guy. He's already got the guy. Don't slow down. And you're going the speed. We're going 75 and a 70. Like, I don't know what it's like. It's like America's guilty conscience. Everybody's just like, I'm doing something wrong. I better slow down. It drives me nuts. So what did you just tell me, Konrad?
Fred?
No, not that. You just gave me some kind of hand signal or something. You gave me the bunt sign or something. I don't know. Was that the 2-minute thing?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
30 seconds ago.
I know what that means. 30 seconds ago. I have to say, too, I've been watching this show. I talked about this a couple weeks ago, Line of Duty. It is so good. It's a British show, and it's a cop show, and it's about, like, internal affairs in Great Britain, and it is outstanding. There are 36 episodes total. I think I wrote about this in the Beats a couple weeks ago because I had just started watching it, but I cannot recommend this show enough. It's got 5 or 6 seasons. They're all like 4 or 5 episodes per season, well acted, and they always throw a twist at you. It never necessarily goes where you kind of think it will. But the show is so good, even if they go in that direction, you're like, I'm okay with this. But they always twist it up. It's great. It's a great show. Line of Duty. You can catch it on Hulu. Jenna Watkins is here. We're talking Miss Wisconsin at 6:35. Our soon-to-be pal, Danny Bem, will be here at 7:20. We're making pizza, folks. You got to stick around. Let us know. We're coming right back. This is Pete Schwaba and Nite Lite on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Shiny, happy people holding. Shiny, happy people holding. Shiny, happy people laughing. Everyone around.
You're listening to Civic Media. Stay up to date on the latest news and information for your local community and Wisconsin by signing up for our free email newsletter. Visit civicmedia.us/email to get started.
I get so lost sometimes.
Welcome back. This is Nite Lite. I am Pete Schwaba. You've got the Civic Media Radio Network. We got one more day on that contest. Konrad, did you know that?
I do, yeah. So make sure you get your text in
Get your
tomorrow.
text in tomorrow. Absolutely. Well, our question of the night, folks, is whose fame do you just not understand? Is there someone you're like, what? I don't get it. I wouldn't go to their movies or watch their TV shows. I say the Kardashians. Konrad says Fred, he was an internet sensation back in the day and ended up making a movie, and he's still out there influencing, huh?
I guess so.
I haven't heard of him, so I don't know if he's not.
Ask your son Joe about
Yeah, I will.
Fred.
I will. He keeps me current for the most part. So, but that's our question. Name a celebrity whose fame you just don't get. Let's go to our social media responses. I almost don't even want to read Luke's. It's just so Bush League. He's supposed to be better than that. Luke Mathers, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you about Luke Mathers. Sharp guy. Does a lot of stuff here at Civic Media. He says Pete Schwaba.
You
have to be a celebrity. I know I think I'm a celebrity, but let's be honest, folks. I'm not a celebrity. So I don't accept that answer, Luke.
I get it.
Luke's a Civic Media celebrity.
Yes, he is.
Wait, you get what? You get that he doesn't get my fame?
Yeah.
My lack thereof? Okay. Oh, Mathers, you old son of a gun, you've done it again. Daniel Wheeler, also on social media, says the artist Jeff Koons. His celebrity status only reinforces the public misconception that art is a joke worth millions. You got to go to the Google for that one, man.
I will have
Take
to.
a powder and go to the Google. Nathan Timmel, filmmaker Nathan Timmel, he's been on the show before. He says all of them. That's a great answer. No, it's not. I've changed my mind. I'm pivoting already. I understand what you're saying with that, Nathan, but I think there are a lot of people who do deserve, not to say nobody deserves it, but there are people who I understand why they are as popular as they are, or, why they've achieved so much, because they contribute so much artistically, creatively, and I think it's well-deserved. In my case, the Kardashians, to me, don't really contribute a whole lot to society. And there's a lot of people like that. But their entertainment, it's all subjective. And that is a very interesting answer. Thank you, Nathan. Monica Hale says, any of the Kardashians, get down on it. I'm with you, sister. I think the same. I don't get any of them. Are any of them likable? Konrad, if you had to date a Kardashian, gun to your head, who are you taking out for a nutty night out on the town?
I don't know. I'll take Kim out.
Kim? Would you do that? Would you?
Yeah, why not?
I love how you begrudgingly admit you kind of like Kim if you had to take someone. Lisa Hale says, Monica Hale, I third, fourth, and fifth this. So the Kardashians, they're in the lead. And Amanda Nimmer says, I second this. I don't think you can second something that's been third, fourth, and fifth. So I'm going to say Amanda sixth this. Nick Wallander from Comedy City in De Pere says, Logan Paul. Yeah, another one.
Yeah. He's been like doing it since he was like 13.
But he was like an actor then. Like he had.
No, that was his brother.
Oh, it's his brother?
Logan was the one who started their YouTube channel.
Oh, man. Is he the boxer?
Yes.
Logan?
Well, he's the wrestler.
Okay.
The WWE wrestler.
And the other one's the boxer?
Yep.
Okay. And those are the most sterile. That's not even entertainment. Because you know that was fixed.
Oh, I mean, WWE is obviously just scripted.
What?
Sorry. I'm sorry to do that to you.
Jim from Appleton says, the Haktua girl. Oh, that's a good one.
Yes.
He says, I despise the Kardashians and Robin Leach. Jim is all over the board with that answer. I love it. The Haktua girl, and I despise the Kardashians and Robin Leach. And Todd did win. Matt Rife. Yeah, you know what, Todd? I've heard a lot of complaints. Let me ask you this, Todd. Is he funny? Because I've heard a lot of people say, well, he had all this plastic surgery.
I think at one time he was funny, but I think he said some things that kind of offended me, and it's like,
Offended you? Wow.
I mean, it takes a lot to offend me, and you know that.
Yeah. Other than my presence, you are not easily offended. And then we had, I gotta say this too, because Konrad said, every week we put a best of together and we send it down to Luke Mathers, who doesn't agree with my lack of celebrity. And Konrad said, we sent the Sydney Sweeney Products interview with Bob Bremerton. And Konrad said, I wanted to hurl a few times, but it was funny. So that was fun.
That was rich.
And then on the stream, we've got Dave who says Paul Lynn. Oh, that's interesting. I don't know. I don't mind Paul Lynn. He was funny. He had some great one-liners on what was it, Match Game or Hollywood Squares? But hey, again, this is subjective. There are no right or wrong answers, folks. There are only your answers. Thank you, Dave. Paula, Konrad's mom, weighs in and says, any of the reality stars, none of the shows are actually real. That is very true, Paula. They are not real. They are scripted, and it's a way for them to get away without paying writers. The producers tell people what to say. They concoct these scenarios. It's all BS. You are absolutely right, Konrad's mom. Thank you, Paula. We got a phone call?
Yeah.
We can squeeze one in before the break, right?
Yes, we can.
Who are we talking to?
The half-baked couch potato.
Who's that? That's how he's identifying himself?
This is Ollie from the Northwoods.
Oh, Ollie, how are you?
Hi. I thought I'd give you a shout out for your potato joke.
I'm glad you're a potato. We had you on the phone the other night and you got disconnected or something. I went on to take the call and you were not there and I was sad.
Oh, well, I'm sorry about that.
Oh, that's okay. We've got I'm just letting you know, we got about 30 seconds or so, Ollie.
Well, how about Hulk Hogan and Jesse Ventura?
Oh, that's a toss-up. Let's put them both on the list. I love that.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's outstanding. Thanks so much, Ollie. Have a great evening in the Northwoods.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right, thank you. We are coming back, folks. We have an actual beauty contestant right here in the studio, and it's not Konrad. Jenna Watkins will be here after the news. Stick around, and we've got pizza. We're making pizza in the studio. Come on down. It's Pete Schwaba and Nite Lite on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Glitter in the sky, glitter in our eyes, shining just the way we are. I feel like we're forever every time we get together, but whatever, let's get lost on Mars. You want me, I want you, baby, my sugar boo. I'm levitating, the Milky Way, we're renegading, yeah.
It's time for the Nite Lite Popcorn Pick of the Week, where we recommend a movie that you'll either enjoy or won't. Here's your host, Pete Schwaba.
Welcome back. This is Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba. We are about to make the Popcorn Pick of the Week. Very exciting. We do this every Thursday at 6:35. And we've heard a lot of different movie selections, I would say. Right, Con?
Actor selections?
Movie selections.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought you were talking about the question.
Oh, no. I'm going to ask our next guest a question, too. But did you find out who Jeff Koons was?
I sent you a picture, actually.
Okay, I'm kind of busy over here, so you can just tell me who he is. I don't know,
sorry.
Hosting a show. No, we'll do that. We'll get to Jeff Koons. That's not important because you know what? Right now, folks, I've got a guest in studio. I've known this girl. We've been friends for a long time, almost a year.
Yeah, a very long time.
We judged a costume contest together at Sputnik Fest in Manitowoc, and that's where we met. And she has been on the show before. She is Miss Turtle Creek, and she is competing in the Miss Wisconsin competition. And she's the perfect person to make the Popcorn Pick of the Week. Jenna Watkins joins me in studio. Hey.
Hi, Pete. Thanks for having me.
Well, it's great to have you here. And it's great that you drove here. You just reminded me that you have a 2-hour drive.
Yes,
So
I do.
you're a real trooper.
Hey, like I was just telling you, I needed to have one in-person interview with Pete Schwaba in
Yes.
my life. It needed to happen.
In your life? Well, we could do this again, you know. This doesn't
Okay.
have to be. I mean, unless I offend you and you storm out or something.
Hey, let's
don't
do this.
anticipate
Let's
that.
set it on the calendar. Make it a yearly thing.
Konrad, pencil her in.
Sounds good.
It's great to see you, and thank you for being here. This is really exciting. We'll do the popcorn pick, and then I've got a lot of questions for you about Miss Wisconsin and cybersecurity. You're going to indulge me a little bit, and you're so nice about that. You did last time, and I had a lot of questions for you.
Oh, I love talking about cybersecurity.
Yeah, I'm sure. It's fascinating stuff. Okay, how do you, Jenna Watkins, like to watch movies?
So I love watching on my couch at home with freshly popped popcorn. My family doesn't do like the bag popcorns. We have our own popcorn maker.
Okay.
And so it is the only way that I will eat popcorn now.
Purist.
It's the best. Mhm.
Okay. Do you have like a flavor or anything like that, or?
Nope, just straight. So we use butter, coconut oil, and
Okay.
then we use flavicol. I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing that wrong. It's the same salt
Flavicol.
that they use in movie theaters to salt their popcorns.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Flavicle.
I think I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but
I think
yeah.
you're probably spot on. I had a broken clavicle in playing high school sports, but it's such a bad joke. Konrad, don't laugh at that.
I wasn't going to.
You were smiling. You were on the cusp. Look, Todd's laughing, but Todd came from Hagermeister Park, so I don't know what else. Todd's got a little help. You're here on a really fun night. I told you we're making pizza later. That's a potential movie snack too. Mm-hmm. But this is the popcorn pick. So let me ask you this, Jenna. What kind of movies do you like? What genre do you typically watch?
I watch a lot of action and a lot of fantasy movies. I'm a huge nerd. We've talked about this before.
Yeah.
So give me those superhero movies. Give me those magic movies. But I love a good action flick. And that's actually what I watch to prepare for Miss Wisconsin, is I watch a lot of action movies.
Can I ask you how that correlates? How you watch a lot of action movies? That's interesting.
Yes. Well, if you think about it, always in the beginning of an action movie, you have the hero or the main character either fail at a fight or fail at whatever they're trying to do. And so they work hard, they're dedicated. And then at the end of the movie, most of the time they're successful and
Yes.
they win, which is a very much like what competing is like. There's a lot of times where you don't make the goal, but you still reach other goals, and you're constantly
Yeah.
learning and you're constantly working.
Wow, that's a fantastic answer. And I would ask you your favorite action movie, but I don't want to interfere. If that's your popcorn pick of the week, we probably shouldn't go there. We'll hold off on that.
We'll say my favorite action movie is Best of the Best.
That's what it's called?
Yeah, like it's a
Oh, that's
karate
a
movie
karate
from
movie,
like
yeah.
1990 something, I think.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, I don't
That's
actually know when it was made. It might have
Okay.
been made before I was born, but it's a great movie.
How do you like to watch movies? Do you like to go to the theater or do you like to sit at home? You mentioned your family and popcorn before. What's your tactic?
Oh, I sit at home. It's because I can't bring my dogs to the theater. I need to have my dogs
Thank
on my
you
lap.
for that. I'm sure they're lovely. We know. Are they service dogs?
No,
Oh,
they're two Shih Tzus. They were both
Language.
found in Milwaukee,
Okay.
and one of them only has 3 legs.
How did that happen?
So when she was brought into animal control, they both had to be medically shaved, and as they were medically shaving one of them, they found a string tied around her leg. The leg looked weird, so she went in for X-rays, and her leg was broken for so long that the bone actually started to like disintegrate while still attached to her.
Man. That's weird. I ask you that because my dad had a 3-legged dog.
Mm-hmm.
And it was fine. It could run around. I couldn't believe the things it could do with 3 legs, but I didn't know if you, and you still adopted it even though it had 3 legs?
Oh, that's the reason why we adopted it.
that's
We
very
always go
nice.
for those harder cases to adopt out.
Yeah. Wow. That's really admirable. What are the dogs' names?
Luna and Pepper.
Oh, good names too. Okay. And did they like movies? Do they like Turner and Hooch or something like that? Do they like the dog movies?
They love when we have a movie night because that just means that they can sit down on our laps the entire night
Okay.
because they're very lazy. All they want to do is sit on your lap and get pets.
Okay. That's fantastic. All right. So, you like action movies. You like to watch them at home. You like real popcorn. I think that's all fantastic. Have you ever cried during a movie?
Oh, all the time. And I will say my popcorn pick is a movie that generally gets me to cry.
Okay.
And what is it? Is it Boys in the Boat? I think Boys in the Boat makes me cry. It came out 2 years ago or
About 2
something.
or 3 years ago. Yeah. I still haven't seen that. Okay.
Oh, it's good. You got to watch it.
So you cried. You didn't cry like during Best of the Best, did you? Like a karate movie? Does that make you cry?
I mean, I got teary-eyed at the end.
When he
because-
broke the board?
No. So have you ever seen it?
No. Well, I might have seen it like on cable years ago, but I don't remember.
Okay. Do you mind if I spoil it?
No, go ahead.
Okay. So you have this karate team going up against the other team. So this was in the Olympics. And the American team doesn't actually win. But so during the medaling ceremony, you have I believe it was a South Korean team, I might be wrong, who they were competing against. But you have each player from the opposing team step forward and say, I know your name. I know your story. Your brother is my brother. And they go down the line, each one, and it just makes me so emotional.
Like good sports? You're getting emotional now even thinking about it. Like
Yes.
just because it's good sportsmanship?
Mm-hmm. It's good sportsmanship.
I'll tell you what almost made me, Con, I don't know if you've seen this. Remember there was a picture, this was a viral video The pitcher threw and hit a batter in the head. And the batter went down, and the pitcher felt so awful. He sat there and he couldn't control himself. He was crying because he thought he really seriously hurt this guy. So the guy obviously got beaned, got to take his base. He walked over and gave the pitcher a hug. And these two are just standing there in the middle of the baseball field. It was one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen in my life. And I might have cried. All right, so back to movies. Okay, do you have a special, or a favorite drink you like? Do you like a certain type of cocktail when you sit at home and watch a movie?
I love a kitty cocktail.
Okay.
The Shirley Temple Sprite and cherry grenadine. Just hits.
Tell me you at least have a double.
Sometimes.
Do you not drink at all?
I mean, we're in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
So sometimes, but normally not. No.
Okay, good for you. All right, my guest is Jenna Watkins. She is a Miss Wisconsin contestant. She is here tonight as Miss Turtle Creek, and we're going to talk to her about that contest in just a few short moments. We were talking to her about movies here. She is here to make the popcorn pick of the week. And I have to ask you, have you ever seen Miss Congeniality?
Yes, I have.
Okay. Did you like it?
You know, when I first watched it, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is the worst movie ever. I can't believe people like it. And then my friend who I was watching it with said, you know why you don't like it? Because you are exactly the main character.
Sandra Bullock.
Yeah.
Wow.
They're like, you don't like it because it's a reflection on your life. And then after that, I loved it.
Oh, that's nice. It was a funny movie. There were some funny parts to it. All right. So when is the last time you've gone to the theater to watch a movie?
I can't remember what movie I saw, but I think I went last winter.
Oh, wow. Really? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And I have one more movie question for you. What is the funniest movie you've ever seen? Do you like comedies?
I do like comedies. I don't watch them as much. Does Wonka count as a comedy?
Yeah, sure.
Wonka.
All right.
Hands down.
The new one with
Yes.
Timothée Chalamet?
Yes,
Okay.
the musical.
All right. Con, I think we're ready. You ready with the drum roll? We are ready to get Miss Turtle Creek, Jenna Watkins, who is live in studio, her popcorn pick of the week. Conrad, if you please.
Miracle from 2004.
How great is that? You've seen that, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's the hockey one, right? The hockey
Yes.
one. I love that movie. That's one of the. It's a great sports movie, and it's one that a lot of people don't always go to right away when you talk sports movies. It's kind of a forgotten sports movie, but every time you mention it, people flip for it because it's a really good film. That's a great choice.
Like I said, it's the hard work, it's the dedication that everyone just puts into it.
Yeah.
I can still remember Herb again.
Yeah.
It's.
Did it
just
make you?
sticks with
Did you cry?
Oh, definitely. I'm a big softie.
Because you weren't even born yet. That was like the 1980 U.S. hockey team, right? I remember that.
Yep, I wasn't born yet.
Oh, wow. I wasn't born yet. I was still in the womb, but I do remember all the cheering on the outside. Hey, this is fun. Thank you for giving us the popcorn pick of the week. Folks, if you haven't seen the film Miracle, it is outstanding. As Jenna mentioned, it's from 2004. It's a great movie and a great sports movie and a great underdog movie because the U.S. was not supposed to win. It was a bunch of college guys, right? If I remember correctly.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was no pro players. That was the whole thing is the U.S. was the only team that didn't use pro players for the Olympics.
Right. That's
at
right.
the time.
Okay. Which made it even more of an upset, which was great.
Yes.
All right. Are you ready to talk some... What's the proper term? Is it a beauty pageant? Is it
It's a service organization.
Service organization. Okay. How did you get... All right. When I met you last fall at the Sputnik Fest when we were judging costumes, you were Miss Harbor Cities. And now you're Miss Turtle Creek. How does that work? How did you switch titles?
So you have a year of service where you go out into your area and you volunteer, you talk about your community service initiative. And so when we met at Sputnik Fest, that was actually at the end of my year of service as Miss Harbor Cities.
Right.
It was supposed to be my last appearance, but then I managed to get an interview with the one and only Pete Schwaba.
Here on Nite Lite. That was an evening to remember. That was fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah. So that was your official last duty as Miss Harbor Cities?
Well, I had to appear in the competition and give up my crown and do an interview, but yeah, basically.
Wow. So how did you parlay that into Miss Turtle Creek?
So Miss Turtle Creek is a title within the South Central Competitions Incorporated group.
Okay.
And so I competed in late January in Beloit in the Faces of Competition interview, on stage question, talent, evening gown, and health and fitness.
That is really cool. So could you just keep doing that circuit, so to speak?
You can, as long as you meet a certain amount of requirements. So
Yeah.
to be a Miss, you need to be between the ages of 18 and 27. So this is going to be my last year. You also need to live, work, or go to school in Wisconsin, and you need
Okay.
to be a natural-born female.
Okay. So there are a few parameters. You scratch that off your list, Konrad. You're not eligible. Think about that.
I was really looking forward to it.
Jenna Watkins is here, folks. She is Miss Turtle Creek. She's competing for Miss Wisconsin. We'll talk to her about that after this very short break. And then hour number 2, we are making pizza here, just outside the studio. You gonna stick around for pizza?
Maybe. We'll see.
Take some in the car ride home. All right, we're coming right back. It's Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba on the Civic Media Radio Network.
So bright, did we get hitched last night? Dressed up like Elvis. Why am I wearing your class ring? Don't call your mother, 'cause now we're partners in crime. Don't be a baby, remember what you told me. And put your money where your mouth.
You're listening to Civic Media. Find the latest news, information, and archives of all your favorite shows on the Civic Media website, civicmedia.us.
Welcome back. The studio has just gotten much more competitive because we have an actual Miss Wisconsin competitor here, folks. She is Jenna Watkins. She is here live in the studio. She's going to compete for Miss Wisconsin. So tell us about that. That's got to be like, you've done that before, right?
Yes, I have.
Is it nerve-wracking?
It is. And for me, it's nerve-wracking, not because I'm worried that I'm not going to do well. For me, it's looking at everyone who has given me time and energy, and I just don't want to let them down.
Yeah, that's interesting. Do you have like sponsors? Is that what you're talking about? Or are there people that are like pulling for you?
Oh, there's always people that are pulling for me. Whenever you have a title, you have a group of people behind you that are helping you with interview prep, that are helping you with talent prep, altering any outfits that you're wearing. So there's so many people behind you that put so much work into you. I don't want to let anyone down, which is probably the most nerve-wracking part of it.
So how did you walk us through what the competition is like? Does it take place over the course of a weekend, one evening? What categories are there? I kind of remember watching, Miss USA when I was a kid, because it was like there was 3 channels, so we would watch it. But do they still do all like that talent and swimsuit and all that kind of stuff?
Yes. So this year it's so exciting because New Berlin is the new place for Miss Wisconsin. So it's been in Oshkosh for over 60 years, but this year we're trying out New Berlin, Wisconsin. And so we're actually going to be starting out the week with a Father's Day parade that ends at the New Berlin Historical Society. If you're in the area, come on down.
Oh, wow.
And then for us, competition starts Monday morning. And that's when I actually have my 10-minute interview with the judges, which thank you for giving me practice, because I have no clue what the judges are going to ask me, just like I have no clue what you're going to ask me.
Do you want me to try to ask you like gotcha questions and kind of trick you? Or?
Sure.
Okay. Let me think about that. Conrad, let's get to work on that.
Sounds
Make sure
good,
Jenna
yeah.
goes prepared into this meeting. So that meeting, is it just one judge? Is any of this televised?
So that is not televised, but it's 5 judges. You have a 30-second opening and a 30-second closing. So there's really 9 minutes where they're asking you questions.
Okay.
So it's a lot of fun. And they can ask you anything under the sun.
Wow.
Like-
Like how much you make a year?
They could.
Well, that's kind of personal.
I'm not saying I'd respond and tell them, but they could ask me.
Has a Miss Wisconsin contestant ever told a judge to stick it? That probably wouldn't be.
Probably
very-
not in those words.
All right, fair enough. So, and then do you have like a talent? Is there like a talent?
Yes.
What is your talent? What do you do for that?
So I am jazz dancing to Don't Stop Me Now by Queen.
Oh, great song.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
It tells my story, basically, just like the action movies. Don't stop the hero.
Yeah.
But so after interview, we have competition in person that people can come see us at the New Berlin West Performing Arts Center.
Nice.
Starting Wednesday, June 18th. So that night, I'm going to be competing in onstage question and evening gown. And then the Thursday, the 19th, I'm going to be competing in talent and health and fitness.
Okay.
And then on Friday, all of the teens compete to become Miss Wisconsin's teen. And then on Saturday, the top 11 are called, and then they do all of the onstage again. So they do onstage question, talent, fitness, and evening gown.
Is it competitive in terms of like, do you have, are you friends with all the other contestants? Have you ever been tempted to kneecap somebody and let them have it, or pull a Tanya Harding, or what?
Oh no. I always say, if I win, I want to win because I'm the best, not because someone else had something unfortunate happen to them. And the saying that a queen always fixes another queen's crown is so true, especially during Miss Wisconsin week. You'll have people coming up, oh, let me quick tie this up or tuck in your dress straps. Like, we're all there for each other because there's no one else who gets to go through that specific Miss Wisconsin week with us.
Do you have to have a specific, like a cause? Like, let's say you win Miss Wisconsin. And I've known a Miss Wisconsin before, and I remember talking to her about this is like 35 years ago. What becomes your charge, so to speak?
So it's called a Community Service Initiative, or CSI for short, and mine is all about identity theft. It's Your Identity Protected.
Wow.
And this stemmed from when I had my identity stolen when I was 16 years old because I wanted to buy a pretty homecoming dress.
Now I remember this. We talked about this a little bit last time.
Yes, we did.
And is that what propelled you into cybersecurity?
Yes.
Wow. Okay. All right. We're going to talk about that too, but I want to talk. So that's your cause when you're Miss Wisconsin. And how busy did they keep you? Like you probably had stuff to do as Miss Turtle Creek or Miss Harbor Cities, but like if you do win Miss Wisconsin, how busy are you? And is that a full-time gig?
It is a full-time job. You are kept so busy. And whether that's with appearances that you find or appearances that they find, it's all up to you on what you make your year.
Okay.
But if I become Miss Wisconsin, I plan to be very busy.
So I believe that about you. You seem like kind of a go-getter. Do you have, what do you do with your cybersecurity gig? Do a bunch of people just get hacked because you had to go be Miss Wisconsin? How does that work? I don't think that's very fair.
No. So what I would do is I would go into different age groups and give them age-appropriate cybersecurity advice for young children, elementary schoolers. I help them understand that stranger danger is not just in the physical world, but it also is in the virtual world as well, which a lot of kids don't realize.
Right.
And then I have specific talking points for each age group all the way up to seniors, where I really focus on scams because unfortunately seniors are a huge vulnerable portion of our population that often fall for scams.
How do you even... Well, we'll get to that too. Okay, so who's your stiffest competition in Miss Wisconsin?
Myself.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You have to stay confident, right? It's okay.
Yeah.
All right. If you don't win, is there someone you're cheering for?
I want someone who will be a phenomenal Miss Wisconsin and will run with the crown and not just say, oh, I'm wearing a sparkly hat now. I want them to actually use it.
Or just getting it for their resume or whatever,
Yes.
something like that. So how many titles have you had?
5.
Wow.
I just realized the song.
What do you think we're doing here, Jenna? All right, hold that answer. We're going to do intermission here. We'll come back for Act 2. We'll have more with Jenna Watkins. She's running for. She's in the Miss Wisconsin competition, and her day gig is she's into cybersecurity. So we're going to talk to her about that too. It's all coming up next in Act 2 on Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Supersonic man out of you. Don't stop me now. I'm having such a good time. I'm having a ball.
The national news cycle never stops, but it can be hard to find news about your local community. Civic Media is dedicated to providing quality local and state news coverage across Wisconsin. With the Civic Media app, you can get notifications about local stories that matter to you and your community. Find the free Civic Media app in your phone's app store and choose notifications from the menu to tell us what kind of news you want to hear about.